Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room, and she is in the studio.
Yay! I'm in the studio again, and I scared Glenn.
Actually, you scared all of us, actually.
Because you were such a ninja when you walked in.
Yes. And you just jumped into the studio.
Undetected. And you were like, oh!
Okay, so we understand you just came back from Chiang Mai.
Yes, I did, and the team went to Chiang Mai to a girls' dorm, a Summit Foundation who runs Gateway, and they sponsor girls, teens, right up to the university years, and they sponsor accommodation and their studies.
So these are for girls that are troubled girls, or
they may have
are they orphans?
dysfunctional.
Right.
No, they're not. They're not. They're not orphans. But they may have some issues at home. Definitely some financial issues. So the foundation supports them, and we are there to help them with their emotional regulation, emotional awareness.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
I'm sure they were
That's
very
amazing.
grateful for, you guys going down there and talking to them.
We learned so much from them. So sometimes it's not just about the giving, but also we received so much. Our hearts were so full, and the tears just overflowed at the end of the day. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's incredible.
and some of these girls also end up in a home. Is it a home? Would you call it a home?
It's
Do they
not
live there?
really.
Okay.
They stay there.
Yeah.
They stay there for the duration of their studies.
Oh, right. Okay, got it. And sometimes it's caused by conflicts at home as well. That people can't get along.
True. So whenever there's a community, there's always conflict. And I think we were not only doing the camp for the girls, we were also doing training for the staff over there.
okay.
Yes. So we didn't really cover conflict management when we were there, but it was brought up. So it wasn't one of the topics that I had prepared to coach them in or train them, but it did come up. So I thought it would be quite interesting to look at conflict management, because in any group, in any community, there will be conflict.
Yeah, there's so much conflict going on around the world right now.
Yeah.
And even in workplaces.
Yeah,
So I
sure.
think this is a very relevant topic of discussion today. So why don't we start a little bit right now before we move on to the Big Show TV? Conflict management.
So if we look at conflict, is conflict necessary?
I think so.
No.
Well, I think
No,
that there's
yes.
you're always gonna have difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, the conflict occurs when that arises, but you can communicate it effectively,
yes.
and therefore the conflict that you have doesn't last very long. But I do think that conflict is it's inevitable.
Yeah, but conflict has such a negative connotation. I mean, the way you put it sounds positive.
Yeah, because the way Daphne's put it, it's like, okay, we agree to disagree.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
But
And
when
if-
we say conflict, right, you're absolutely right. It feels like, it's about to get physical.
It's like a fight. It's almost like a fight of minds or a fight of opinions.
Yes.
And people
But
have
it doesn't
to...
have to. It doesn't have to be.
No,
that
it doesn't
way.
have to be. Yeah, this is why women should rule the world.
Are y'all
not
I know all of this. I'm
today.
just observing you
Are we
guys. That's
fighting?
all.
No, we're not
Yeah,
fighting.
It sounds like there's a little disagreement
Conflict?
there.
No.
Absolutely not. Where'd you pick that up from? It's so weird how what men pick up and women don't.
You seem so defensive.
Me? No.
Yeah.
Did I really?
Extremely defensive.
Oh,
No.
Glenn, stop
No,
stirring stuff.
I'm not even in this.
I think he's stirring.
He's
What
he's
are
about
you
to
doing?
leave the
He's
studio.
realizing he's the minority
No,
today.
it's like-
so he's
I
I
can-
know,
I
I was
picture-
just
I can
about
picture-
to say that.
I can picture everyone out there going like, "Hey, why is Angel so defensive this
Oh,
morning?
why?
It's like, why does she seem so aggro?
Oh, wow.
What's
Today
happening?"
there's no FD, so he
He's redirecting. Yes, he's
No,
redirecting.
I'm just
to
sitting here
Angel.
enjoying the company of 5 women.
The professional is picking up on your.
Of course, the
attack.
professional will take your side, right?
Oh my God.
Okay, anyway, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. Up next, Pink, this is Trust Fall on Kiss 92.
You're definitely stirring.
Can
the
you
pot
imagine
right
if we
here.
all stood behind Glenn and told him to do a trust fall? Would you fall?
Of course.
Really? You
what
trust
would we
just the
do?
three of us to catch you?
I would hold on to the back of my hand, but yeah, I would do it.
Have you done trust falls before?
I have, yeah.
They're
I've
quite
jumped
scary.
forward, not backwards.
Oh, you have to
It's
go
like
backwards.
you have
That's the
to
whole
go
point.
backwards.
No,
Falls
man.
backwards.
It's like
Yeah.
brain damage.
Oh no, Glenn
The
got trust
trust.
issues.
Yes. Oh dear.
Do you have trust issues? Do you think?
No, I mean if I'm on stage and I don't know the people
Oh,
in
okay,
front.
okay,
I
fair
mean that's
enough,
what I
fair
mean,
enough.
lah.
Okay.
Right? Because that's basically it, right? You go up
Yeah.
there, you host the show.
Yeah,
and
you
there are
don't
like
have to start on stage.
1,000 people out there, and they go like, "Come on, Glenn, let's go."
Oh, no.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
also wouldn't
surf.
trust that. I wouldn't
Let's
trust-
go.
I wouldn't
So I
trust
did it that way once, but
right,
if you
okay.
ask me to go backwards, because in the last minute they go like, "Let the floor fall."
Wow, that's scary. Yeah, then you'd injure yourself.
Boom.
Oh my god.
Okay, but going back to conflict.
Yes,
So-
we are. Yeah,
So much like that discussion that Angel and I just had, which Glenn
Picked up as
picked up
conflict.
as conflict, is exactly what I'm saying, because it's not necessarily conflict.
No.
It's just that we have differing opinions on one thing, and neither is right or wrong.
And I'm
It's
open
just
to
an-
hearing your opinion.
Exactly.
Yes. You know, because
But
it gives
that
us
is-
new perspective.
But that is considered
She
a
says only. I realize like women, they are.
Just throw it at him. Just throw it at him.
women, they.
You asking for it
just
this morning,
scared of the
Glenn.
little kitten. That's all.
The kitten. That's
As
right.
guys, we always talk
remember the
among
kitten.
ourselves. We're like,
We're,
you know,
we're
women
back
are
to the
they-
kitten story.
What is the kitten story? I
He
don't
needs
know.
to get on your couch. This is where the problem started. The
I
kittens.
always need to get on your couch.
The kitten bit him and scratched him.
When?
When I was a kid.
When he was so he's afraid
You
of
know
kittens.
what? It happened
So-
to me too. There was a stray cat at the school. So the school that I was at, we had a temporary location because they were renovating. And then there was a stray cat that everyone would go and feed. And I was scared of animals at that point. I never had a pet in my
Okay.
life. So I went up and I finally had the courage to. And then, I think animals can
It
sense
felt
when you're
your fear.
Yes.
Yes.
And then it just. The claws came out, it wrapped itself around my ankle and just went right into claws into my leg. And from then on, I freaked out, I panicked, and I definitely had
PTSD.
trust issues
So
with the
last
cat.
week
Yeah.
we talked about PTSD. So you
I see.
still have
Yes.
PTSD.
I think it's a bit better now because
Okay.
I've dated some guys that have cats, and so I've had to deal with cats. But now, but
Yeah.
And
I will
much
never
more.
forget.
But the
and
claw,
worse,
right? The
yes.
feeling of the claw is so sharp,
But
right?
the
for a cat.
unpredictability
Yes.
of animals sometimes.
And the thing is, I got bitten by the kitten.
Oh.
So, I didn't expect like
But
the
did
cat to
it
bite
still
me,
hurt?
to
Yes.
scratch me, yes, but to
Yes.
bite me. So I still, I can still feel it after all these years.
Oh, okay. So
it's not just about conflict, right? What you were talking about, the difference in ideas. So some reasons for conflicts would be different personality. So different gender, as we pointed out, so
different age group as well, because
So
people
it
have different
is-
opinions.
Yeah, different opinions, different perspective, different experiences. If we talk about different age group,
Yeah.
Yep.
yep. So different energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're lower in energy and we go like, yeah, but I don't want to, participate
Get up and
so
go.
much.
Yeah.
Another one is like, go, 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 go. So there might be some conflict there.
So is it true that there's a lot of conflict between women?
Glenn, you're just taking
Like-
the opportunity, He's like, I'm never going to be in a room again like
if
this.
anything, I think there's more conflict between men and women.
I've spoken to some women who swear, right? They get along better with men.
I get
do.
along
yeah,
great
me
with
too.
men.
Yeah. I have more guy friends. I think
Yeah.
with girls, we actually want to open up and talk. So when you talk and you communicate, you're gonna realize that maybe there's not everything you agree on. Whereas guys just don't talk. So there's no conflict.
So they just
but is it a healthy thing?
Yeah.
It's a give and take. Because
Yeah.
women are more open.
Yeah.
We get to be more vulnerable with each other.
But therein lies the problem.
But
you see.
there-
See,
yeah.
if these guys are with their other halves already, okay? I mean, if they're single, that's fine, right? But if they are married or if they're attached or whatever, that's where the problem comes in. Because most guys, right? I mean, they get along with women, but they can't have so many,
With female friends.
female friends if they're with someone else already.
Is this back
But
to
I
that
think-
prawn peeling story?
Prawn peeling story?
Something about it.
Would you listen to another woman's problems?
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's
Okay, don't bring
kinda-
that up.
It's kind
If
of
that-
like that, though.
Yeah,
It's
well-
it is kind of like that.
But you know where I'm coming
Yes,
from, right?
yeah.
What
I do, and I okay, I don't have a problem with, let's say, my significant other having friends that are girls,
Close
because
friends,
I
yeah.
have a lot of
Guy friends.
what's the term for it? Like no feeling
Platonic
friends. Yeah, I have a lot
relationships.
of, that's the word, thank you. I have a lot of platonic, like my best friend is a guy. I've never had anything. He's an attractive guy, like objectively I think he's a good looking dude, but I could never see him in that way.
He's
Yeah.
like a brother.
Yeah, and he has never ever,
Hit on
been
you.
inappropriate, or we've just been very open and honest with each other.
Yeah.
Always. Our
But
whole
guys and
friendship.
girls a bit hard, lah. Cannot one drunk night, something will happen.
Nah, I mean, okay, it helps that he's sober, but I don't think that even if we were to drink or be
Anything would
intoxicated,
happen.
I think if anything, he would be like a good brother to me, because I don't have any brothers,
Yeah.
And so if I can see in that way, and I think that trust breeds trust, right? So like, if I can trust my partner to, and if he proves me wrong, so be it. Then it's not meant to be,
Yeah, exactly.
right? But I want to give my partner the opportunity and freedom to be however he wants to be,
And with whoever he wants
with
to be.
whoever he
as
wants
well,
to be.
yeah.
But that being said, I'm a guy's girl. Like most of my friends are guys. I'm not a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I do agree. I do agree with the idea that there is a lot of conflict between girls and girls that sometimes doesn't get resolved and then ends up being even saltier. The relationship or friendship. So I to a degree I agree with you, but I also think that there's pros and cons. I love being able to share with my girlfriends. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Are we going on
traffic,
it?
yes.
Okay, stand by. Stand by. Okay, so speaking of managing conflicts, what actually inspired today's topic, Jerry? Why did you bring up managing conflicts? Is it because you know that conflicts happen every day, everywhere?
It happens everywhere, in any community, in any group. And we're talking about the different genders. I think guys have, they have conflicts in a different way. Girls have conflicts in a different way.
Guys have conflicts with their fists. Girls have conflicts with their words.
This is
I
true.
prefer the words,
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
I think more efficient.
What about internal conflicts? I mean, you can have a conflict with yourself as well, right?
True, true.
Oh, that
That
one
is
hit.
true.
Oh dear.
Definitely.
Too close to home.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Yes, you can have an internal conflict also. I mean, so I was going to talk about groups, but
Yeah.
it's okay. We'll park that aside.
Uh-oh. Someone needs help.
What are your rates, Dr. Jerry?
Okay, maybe I'll look at the stages of groups. That
Okay.
helps us to frame a little bit more,
All right.
yeah? So when a community comes together, we are forming something together. In our minds, we are very cautious, we're very courteous, we are very tentative. But then the next stage, so there are 5 stages by Bruce Tuckman. The next stage is storming. So already before, as you are coming together, you start to bring all the different personalities, the ideas, the perspective, the experiences, and everything comes in, right? So after being tentative and watching out, looking out, then the storm begins.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right,
so the
okay.
next stage is actually storming. So that's the second stage. I said 5, right? Second stage is already storming, because you need to iron out all these differences. So you need to figure out how you can work together.
So when you say storming, once it's storming means there's
Cloudy,
major conflicts already,
cloudy.
about to fight already, is it?
Could be. It doesn't have to be major conflicts, because a lot of people think that it has to be huge ones.
Yeah.
But no, it can,
can be a
small
minor
So you're saying
ones.
resolve it early.
Correct. Even in families, you constantly have conflicts, because everyone is going through the different developmental stages. You're going through different experiences. So you will have conflict.
So if you allow the conflict to stew, the longer it stews, the
Correct.
worse it gets.
Yes. So then the next stage is norming. What kind of culture are you building?
Norming, like normalizing.
Normalizing. That
Okay.
means, what is
Right,
our
yeah, okay.
community like? Is it a fighting culture? Is it something that is very collaborative? Is it something that is very peaceful?
Right.
Because different things work for different people, right?
So rival clubs, for example, Liverpool and Everton, because Martin Skirtle is about to come in already, and I am in my Everton jersey right now, and he is a Liverpool player who used to love it when we jeered him.
He loved
Yes,
it, or
yes.
he quotation mark loved
But I mean,
it.
that's the reason why I think Martin Skirtle and myself are the same, because I love it when people jeer me and boo me and put
Why,
me
it
down.
makes you fight even
because
harder.
it makes me fight even harder.
Right, right. Some
Exactly.
people need that, right? Some
yeah, it
people
gives
need
them
that.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they pull from that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, rivals between football clubs. Do you think they should resolve their differences or just?
Is that what keeps them going?
Well, it really depends, right? If jeering is something that energizes both sides, then it's okay. But if it puts them down and it turns
know
into
what?
a big fight.
A really good example is I have some friends, right, as couples, they love to just like go at each other, but it's like in a loving like
Oh,
they
okay.
like they
Correct.
you can tell that it's not offensive. They just do
Right.
it to like egg each other on kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yes, but I see Angel's face. I also am not like
They
that.
know where to draw the line, lah. It's okay.
No, they
it's
have
what
no
turns
line.
them on.
But to me, it makes me very
so
uncomfortable.
it makes me
it's like so
uncomfortable.
irritating. No,
But-
I can't do that with my wife.
Yeah,
She'll kick
but
me.
I can see, and then so it's funny because to us, I think also because we're empaths, we're creative people, we like it, but we think that it's very uncomfortable. But they're
Yeah.
They
it's
enjoy
how
it.
they thrive as a
Yep,
couple. So
exactly.
it's different, right?
Exactly. And coming back to Liverpool and Everton, I think we should just continue to fight because Merseyside will be blue one day. It is 8:16.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by
Smooth,
Because it's currently red.
It is currently red.
Yes.
It is currently red. But Manchester is blue, so
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think that helps your case very much.
No, it doesn't.
keep
you
hope
know-
alive.
But you know what I mean, right? Like there are some people, so like in an environment where conflict seems like a way to thrive, then it's okay to have
so
that.
that's
it's-
their norm.
Is
Is conflict
that's
ever
their
good
norm.
though? Is conflict ever good though?
It's we use it in a bad way. There's this negative
Connotation,
connotation, that bad taste in the mouth.
So it shouldn't
but
be?
it doesn't mean
Yeah.
that it is bad.
Yeah, because some people like to just egg each other on, like kind of friendly competition, I guess. As long as they all know it's fun and games, maybe.
or it encourages growth. It encourages you to think. That banter that you're talking about
Yeah, I
is
guess.
very intellectually stimulating if you think about it.
Because if everyone thought the same way and had the same opinions, what arguments are there,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah. No, I get
I
what
like
you
a
mean.
loving conversation.
No, but
where
but I get what Dr. Jerry is saying. Friendly conflict
we breeds.
is okay because both people have to be open-minded enough to
Correct.
accept that.
Correct.
And you
That's
don't
correct.
always have that, right?
Correct. So different ways of performing, which is the fourth level, fourth stage. So then you're productive. If everybody is very too harmonious and is so silent,
No one grows.
no one grows. You're very stagnant, So
see.
there must be a little bit of that challenge, I would call.
So it's just about the different levels,
Correct.
and different intensity. Because like the happiest places on earth, they must still also have some kind of disagreements, right, and conflict.
But I think they probably iron it out in the storm stages. So
Correct.
Yeah.
there's no normalizing
No
of the
stewing up.
negativity.
yeah, yeah.
Glenn has checked out.
Yeah,
No,
he's-
I'm not. I'm
he's
just
prep-
like.
yeah, he's it's okay.
Okay.
This is what's
He's
going to take
prepping,
us
he's
through the
prepping.
next half
He's
an hour.
This is what
prepping
happens
for
off air.
egging,
He's
Everything, you
prepping,
see
he's
everything off air.
He's gathering all his ammunition.
No, not really, not really.
Aloysius, by the way, says, "Good morning, Glenn. You are the thought among the roses today."
I like it. I like that.
And Mark De Silva said, Dr. Jerry happily analyzing everyone while they are talking.
Mark, thank you so much for being such a support. He's always so sweet.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
De Silva is an awesome guy.
Oh, so funny. And Judy says, that's why I deal with animals, not humans. Men or women, all same. Humans are petty.
Wow, Judy.
Wow.
As we saw in the Barbie movie.
Oh,
He
I've
was
been
a
wondering for
watch.
Angel
I
or
don't know,
Dr.
Dr.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah. Calling out the white elephant in the room, I'm going to thank David Yo, who does the poster every
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
I couldn't come back on time to tell him the topic, so he was trying to text me and trying to find out to do the poster. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, David.
David
That's
is
so
always
much hard
on the
work.
ball. He
Yeah.
is on the ball.
He's quicker than most of us. So back to conflict.
Yes, the last stage is adjourning. So with every community, with every relationship, somewhere along the line, it has to end. And that's tough. But some of us try to avoid it. Some of us try to hide and run from it. But we need to work through that because it is part of that whole journey.
How do we work through a conflict that's been sitting there? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just sweep it under the rug, like you say. You have to find that moment when you have to adjourn from this conflict and get rid of all that negative feeling and stuff that's been stewing. But a lot of families, I feel, colleagues, friends, have that stewing conflict
Correct.
that's been there for years.
Yes.
How do you approach something
Okay,
like that?
so that one is a little bit tough. We can't cover it in like 2
Yeah.
minutes, but let's look at 5 different ways of management.
Okay.
Different styles of management. So it involves like whole communication, which is something that we are always advocating for. So in the camp, in the training, we are advocating for you to communicate. But how you communicate would be important. So 5 different ways. The first way is, so there are 5: avoidance, accommodation, compromise, collaboration, and compete. Now I'm going big words. I'm going to use layman terms.
Oh,
to
thank
talk
you.
about
but I understood that. But okay, yeah, let's go.
okay, so avoidance is when you tell somebody, I cannot do, and directly tell the person, I can't. I really can't. I can't do it and I won't do it.
Okay.
Second one is accommodation, where you look at it and go like, okay, you have a different opinion, but I think I can do it. I think I can try to do it.
And when you say do it, it's about seeing somebody else's perspective. Not so much a task, right? Because conflicts usually are more psychological, maybe.
So when we manage a conflict, we're standing on our side and say, what can I control? Can I do it? If I look at it and I go, I can't do it, then please share and be truthful and say you can't do it.
Yeah.
And don't force yourself to do it. But if you look at it and you go, I think I can do it, I make that choice to then
To make
do
an
it.
effort.
Correct. The third one would be compromise. That means I can do part of it, and
You have to go
mentioned,
rest of the
right?
way.
you can do it. Okay, you do some, I do some. So that would be a compromise, not a sacrifice. So in relationships, they love to say, I sacrifice for you. I'm so big, I'm
Yeah.
the bigger person.
Yeah.
No, it's compromise.
Yeah.
You do some, I do some.
Yep. And that's so
it's
important.
like it's a meeting in the middle.
Correct.
So important. People don't know how to compromise.
And some people go a little bit extra, like a 70-30 instead of a 50-50.
Sure.
And that's okay
Sure,
as well,
okay.
right?
That's definitely fine.
As long
Yeah.
as there's a meeting point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
You do some, I do some.
Yeah.
What is some doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
The fourth one is collaboration.
How different is that from like meeting in the middle compromise?
We do it together. We do it hand in hand. We do it side by side. So it's not you do some, I do
At
some.
the same time.
Yeah. So it's not a division of labor. It's
Okay.
doing together.
Yeah. I like that.
And the last one is interesting. It is compete. That means, okay, you say this outcome can be achieved. You do, I do,
And see who's better.
Is better.
Doesn't
and
that cause more conflict though?
not really, because in I'm not sure whether I can do it well. Okay, so I'll try my best and I'll do it. So if it comes out good, use mine.
Oh,
if
right.
yours
Okay.
comes out good, use yours.
Okay. I see that might be a problem for a lot of people though.
yeah.
It
You know what I
is.
mean?
That's
Because
why I
like,
say it's
why
interesting.
did you pick that one? Because I thought mine came out great. Do you know what I mean? Why
Not
did
really. It's the understanding. That's why I say it's a
Oh.
lot about the self, that you knowing you are in control.
Yeah. But
And that-
voluntarily, I think that's a bit hard.
the last bit, right?
Yeah, the last bit. I do see like a boss, perhaps maybe having a few people under him and him
Making
getting
that
them to
choice.
kind of, compete.
Yeah.
Friendly competition, but then taking the one who performs better.
Better. Yeah. But it's between two people I see
Yeah.
a bit of conflict being created out of that action. That's what I see.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're not saying we avoid conflict
Yeah.
completely. That's not. We're managing conflict. So that's slightly different there.
Okay.
Conflict is inevitable.
About managing conflict.
Yes, we
And
have.
You've given us some five
5 different ways.
ways.
Yeah, so avoidance, accommodation, compromise, collaboration, and compete, which the last one we are in conflict with.
Yes. Can you just walk us through so anyone who's listening on the radio knows how to?
So the first one, avoidance, is what can I do? So the 5 different ways is really us taking back control and knowing what we want to do in that situation. So the first one, avoidance, I can't do it, and I express myself. The second one is accommodation. I can do it, so I will do it. And then the third one is compromise. You do some, I do some.
We meet in the
That's
middle.
usually that's usually the
Somewhere.
best one, right?
Yeah,
Depending,
but
I
just
guess.
like what Angel says, it doesn't have to be 50-50. There's some can be, it depends.
As long as it
70,
adds up
30.
to you meeting in the
Yep.
middle and
So
everything.
this is the friendliest way to resolve.
I
I
feel
think so.
compromise.
Conflict.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because after watching the Barbie movie, even the Barbies and the Kens didn't resolve their conflict.
Did they not?
That's
Don't tell us the
Yeah,
ending now.
don't
My
spoil. No
goodness,
spoilers,
Glenn.
Glenn.
Sorry if you haven't watched the movie, means you're a bit late.
not that late. It's only been a
Means-
week.
We have lives as well.
Oh, wow. So the rest of us don't then.
So okay, so compromise.
That's conflict already happening right now. See what I mean by Angel being on the defensive today?
Oh my goodness.
Glenn, quiet. Shalini, switch his mic off.
I was getting in trouble. Okay, compromise, which is in the middle, right? Which is
Yes,
sure.
so if you want to avoid conflict, bring us all for the Barbie movie
There you
together.
go.
That's
Yeah.
collaboration.
I
We'll
thought
do
the
it
Barbies were
together.
bullying the Kens.
And then the last one is compete. Let's do it and let's see which one is a little
Who
bit
wins?
better. Well, not who wins, but whose is better.
Like if you say better, that means who wins. That's
Exactly.
how I see
If
it.
you compete, there has to be a winner and, a loser.
and
though.
who's the most competitive amongst us?
Glenn.
Angel.
Oh!
Right? Shalini will
Getting
attest to that.
Shalini,
She's
who-
like the
No.
most competitive gal I know.
Oh,
Not.
girl, maybe, but most competitive in the studio?
No.
I think you
both of
guys.
you.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, as a third party observer, you are both just as competitive. Okay.
Okay, I think we've been shut down. Okay. Speaking of shutting down, Dr. Jerry, any final words before we welcome Martin into the studio?
I didn't know we were having Martin, so I have another sports person, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And Michael Jordan says, talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships.
There you go, and we
Yeah.
are champions.
And we're a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
says the guy, who was. Let me just tell you, if you watch the Michael Jordan documentary, you'll discover that not everyone can work with Michael Jordan because it was his way or the highway.
Of course, you would have something to say about
So
that.
yeah, he's a team player, open and
my
close inverted commas. But he was a
goodness.
genius. He was just amazing. He was just another level. But it was certainly
Legend.
his way.
Well, and look at where that got him.
Of course.
Got him to the top.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry.
Pleasure is all mine. Happy to be here.
See
All right.
you again next week.